Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to continue the journey in exploring how to configure our 3x oscillator synth or VST. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go to File, New for Template and select an empty project, and we decide not to save any of the previous settings from the previous project. So we right click here on the sampler, so we have the channel rack open. So if you don't know how to do that, of course click here and you open it. Right click to the sampler and then we go to replace and then we choose 3x oscillator, which sounds like so. Now I'm going to adjust a little bit the volume because I know that it could be picky. Okay, the levels are okay, so let's bring this up a little bit more. So that is the 3x oscillator. We have seen it in previous tutorials. Now let's click here on the detail settings. And we have seen already the plugin editor, which is what you see at the moment. We have also explored a little bit of the VST wrapper settings, but we have not touched on the miscellaneous function, which are these when you click on these spanner. Okay, so let's go through some of them, not all of them, because I don't believe in creating a tutorial which is really complicated to follow. So let's focus on some of the level adjustment, the polyphony, the arpeggiator, and the echo, delays, and fat mode for the purposes of this tutorial. So let's start with level adjustment. So you have pan, of course. Left and right, of course, you have volume, which you can adjust up and down. Then you have these modulation X and modulation Y, which are linked at the moment to cutoff frequency, also resonance. Which we know we have seen as well when we touched about the wrapper settings. We touched here on the filter mod X and mod Y in the previous tutorial. Now let's go back to the plugin editor. Let's choose a different type of waveform. Okay, that sounds good. Let's go back to the miscellaneous function. So let's continue. Let's reset these to the default. Okay, perfect. Now, polyphony, when it is not set here, you see the three dots, it means that is unrestricted. But of course, you click on it, you can move it, you can restrict it, so you can scroll up and down, you can restrict it as you like. It's mainly used to reduce the polyphony and therefore to reduce the CPU usage. You can activate portamento, and here you have the slide selection, and then you can also set it to mono. Of course, you can click it here, it will become mono. Okay, that's nice and simple. So we know how to restrict the polyphony. We know how to activate portamento and also mono. Now let's focus on this area, which is the arpeggiator. Yes, indeed, you can activate the arpeggiator. At the moment, it is not active, so it is off. That's why you have the selection here on the X. You can click here, which will be arpeggiator direction up. Now we need to adjust the gate and the time. So the time. Perhaps the gate as well. And you can also go up and down of octave. At the moment, I'm pressing only a note, as you can see here on the keyboard, but let's press a chord. Of course, you can change the timing, make it slower or faster. Adjust the gate. You can, as I said, increase the octave range in terms of the spread of that arpeggiator, and also add a number of repeats. So you can say repeat twice. So in this case, you repeat the notes of the chord on one octave and then the one on the next octave. Of course, what you can also do, you can have a direction down. You can have it up and down. A variant, which is a stick, so it will stick. Random as well. You can activate slide as well. Which is an interesting effect. And of course you have selection of chord as well. So for example, let's go for a minor chord. We press only the note C. Of course it is in random mode. Let's go up and down. So that's great. You can actually select the type of chord that you like. And you can see you have a vast selection: minor, major, sus4, sus2, major with flat 5, augmented, 7th, 9th, sus4, etc., etc. So many different options. Of course, when you don't need it, deactivate, click on the X here. Now, you have also an echo delay or fat mode. Here you establish the number of echo or repetition, okay? Then you establish what feedback you want to give to the delay. Let's adjust a bit the modex here. What you can also do, you can apply also modulation here, both for the default modulation of cutoff and the resonance. And you can do it on the echo. Of course, you might want to increase the feedback. What is also important is to set the envelope here. Perhaps you want to remove the sustain and the hold here. Less attack. Let's reset this to default so we don't have modulation on the filter. So hopefully you can hear those echoes. Which of course you can also increase the number 8. You can decide the panning. Of course at the moment it's central, but you can have it to one side, right, left. So you should hear now the echoes on the right side, or you can have it on the left side. Of course, center. You can also change the pitch of the echoes as well. So you can hear that we're going up in pitch, which you can see the change up here. Now they have decreasing, which is quite nice. And then you can decide the timing here as well. So they're faster. Now you have ping pong as well as effect. So it will balance off, right? And then you have this fat mode, which is to create unison, really. And it practically uses echoes and quick changes in panning to create that effect of the fatness effect, which is influenced by the timing here, of course. So you can hear it now, but let's change the timing. course, you need to hold the note. That's what happens when you have time added. Of course, as you decrease the time in here, they will be faster in terms of icons appearing. And of course, when the time is down to 0, you have that typical unison effect. You can still play with the controls. See what is happening here with the notes and how they are progressed and rendered. So now we know how to change the envelope for a volume, panning, different modulation, pitch as well. We know how to use the LFO. We now know how to use the arpeggiator, the echo delay, how to do unison as well. So as you can see, there is a lot that you can do with also a simple 3 times oscillator. So you can start to create a very interesting preset of patches. Rich. Really nice. And then, of course, and of course, if you change now the envelope, you can create, for example, pad. Let's add some arpeggiator. Okay, so as you can see, you can create magic as well with the 3 times oscillator and these additional miscellaneous function. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, see you next time. Bye.